programs. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews, where yes, we are back with the big man himself, Studio Series Devastator. My last video, I went through and covered all of the individual robots in their vehicle and robot modes. So if you missed that, go ahead, check it out. Link, description, blah, blah, blah. So this is going to be a little bit of a tricky video to shoot just because he is so big. I will have to, I am forced to hand cam some of this, unfortunately. I will do my best to keep the footage as stable as I can. But yeah, this thing is absolutely enormous. Up until just a few days ago, this did actually clock in as the single largest transformer I own. Even though I know it's technically not a single transformer, it's 8 transformers. For a little bit of scale, here he is next to his extra limb, Rampage. I've got Skipjack there as the leg just because I do prefer the yellow leg. But, so yeah, this thing is really incredible, though I do have to go over a few kind of shortcomings of it. One, a big one actually, because of the kind of floppy, ankle joint here on long haul. I do have a hard time getting this guy to stand. It's why I'm not, going through doing a ton of pose stuff like I normally would. As well as even some joints like up here in his shoulders. This is a ratchet, but it's like a soft friction ratchet. And as you can see, it doesn't actually hold itself out like you would want it to. Now, overall, this guy does have some really good posability. I'll do my best here to kind of get some of it, because you've got, this joint here also moves out. You can rotate it a little bit as well. There's a rotation right there, just above what is now his elbow. Got a ratchet joint for the elbow here. Because of the way you transform a scrapper, you end up with some little kind of fingery bits you can use on him. It's not perfect, but it works. It's cool. The other arm here is made out of scrap metal and Hightower. Definitely a little bit of a messier hand, since you just have Hightower's head right there. As well as, unfortunately, this little claw hook thing does fall off very easily. But he ends up having like a more kind of normally formed hand on this side, which is pretty neat, with a lot of ball joints and the 2 outer fingers here. Again, I know size, frame problems. Sorry, I'm trying here. But yeah, this thing is, again, this thing's massive. This thing is so cool. Not much posability for the head. You basically just have the mouth, and you can kind of, push this section down a little more if you want. I do love the whole 2 rows of teeth and the, million eyes he's got. It's a really cool look. Go ahead and close his mouth up here. His legs are actually quite posable, because you've got ratchet joints there. It goes out. There's a rotation right here. You do end up with some sort of pseudo knee ankle joints down here and stuff in the legs. So you get a lot of posability out of him. Despite the different transformation on this side with long haul, it is basically the same in terms of posability. So if I can restabilize him here a bit. I've also apparently popped something loose. Awesome. I will mess with that later. But yeah, mostly QC issues are why I have some standing problems on this guy. As well as, yeah, when you're on a time crunch to make a video, you don't go through and do things as smoothly as you should, unfortunately. Um, Worth noting down here, I've left this little stand for skipjack attached. You are actually supposed to remove this when you put him into robot mode, but I find it's good to leave it in there actually. It just kind of locks things in place a little bit more securely, gives them a little bit more stability. As you can see, stability is kind of a thing with this guy because, again, it is huge. Really quick here, give it a quick turnaround so you can see. Definitely differs from the. I got fold this back up. Oops. He definitely differs from the actual movie design in that the movie, we saw him far more like bipedal, crawling around. When you get him here in plastic, he does actually stand upright for the most part. There are ways to pose him if... Oh, crap. If you take the time, there are ways to get him into, like, good crawling, four-legged poses like he was in the movie. So, it's a spectacular figure. It's a little unwieldy, which is to be expected with, let's be honest, Hasbro's, not the best QC nowadays, but it's still mostly good. There's a couple joints I probably just need to go through, tighten them up a little bit, whatever. I still can't say how much I love this thing enough, though. Like, despite its flaws, it is still so good. And, like, worth mentioning, yes, I'm aware there is a upgrade kit out for this guy by DNA Design. I want to get a hold of it, but so far that has proven to be quite difficult. We'll see how that goes. If I can get it, I will do a video on it, because it does take this guy and make him quite a bit more screen accurate, as well as it adds, like, some joints around the head. So while it's not a perfectly, articulated head, he can at least look up more to do an easier, four-legged pose. But overall, yeah, this thing is still super cool. There is actually a box set version of this team, although I think it comes with Rampage instead of Skipjack there. That version has a little bit more paint, so I would say if you want to go the full Devastator mode, try to find the box set. One, obviously box sets, you actually end up paying a few dollars less than buying them individually, as well as, getting the extra paint apps, make them look just a little bit nicer. The molds are still exactly the same, which means you can go get the upgrade kit, then stick it on the, the box set one, have like the most spectacular Studio Series Devastator possible. But yeah, just absolute awesome figure. I know this video is a little short. Again, as you can tell, I'm quite limited space-wise for recording guys like this, unfortunately. This is a figure that, honestly, I may come back to someday. Like, after I move and have a bigger recording area. I would like to cover this guy in probably the full glory he deserves. Hiccup. But, for now, this is kind of the best I can do, and I still want to do it because this thing's so cool. I do have to shoot a massive thanks to my buddy, Robbie. He helped me get a hold of all these guys, gave me an amazing, unholy deal on them. I do also want to say thank you, before I go, to my Patreons. I actually have 2 now, so thank you both to Phantom and Summer. Anyone who wonders, like, what I'm doing with the Patreon stuff, one, when I have some more people over there, I'm going to be running not just polls, but, like, people will be able to actually write mini sections of the reviews. When there's enough people over there, like, I will make a post that's like, hey, I have this video coming up. Write me a paragraph of your thoughts. And I will actually, read off your thoughts in the video. So that's a thing that's coming. I'm going to come up with other stuff as well as I can. But, and then as for what it's used for, I'm not gonna lie, I really, really need to update my editing software. I use an older version of Movie Studio, and unfortunately, I have in particular a version of Movie Studio that has a few bugs in the coding. So it actually is. It's probably the single biggest hamper that I deal with in making these videos. Some people know that like I'm spending tons upon tons of time working on them. It's because I'm fighting with my editing software. So yeah, kind of the big thing, especially right now, any money that I get on Patreon and stuff, that will be going directly to making the channel a little less janky, a little bit better. Though at the same time, I will admit, kind of the goal of this channel was a laid back, basically act like you're in the room, we're just buds sitting and talking. So, my videos are never going to be high grade, high quality, whatever, but I would still like things to be a little less janky. That's kind of, that's where it's going. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully next couple videos will be something a little more normal, though I do have something equally as awesome and massive I want to take a look at soon here. It might be the next video, might not be, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, there's a reason that I said this guy used to be my largest transformer. I'll leave it at that, and I'll see you guys next time.